Hi guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever it is, what time of day it is that you're watching this and working on your math classwork for today. Hello, I'm happy that you're here and I'm happy I get to share a cool new strategy about even and odd numbers, different than what we did yesterday. So today is September 24th. It is Thursday. I love Thursdays. I don't know why, I just do. The season is fall. You can kind of feel the crisp coolness in the air. That means the cold weather's coming. Our leaves are going to start changing to those beautiful oranges and reds and browns and yellows and start falling off the trees. And today's supposed to be a beautiful day. It's supposed to be cloudy, so not the hot sun out, but it's not supposed to rain. So if you get a chance, please go outside today and enjoy the beautiful sunshine or the beautiful cloudiness, but it will feel really good today. And then Miss Acton is getting sick, and I am not happy about it. I cannot breathe through my nose. I feel like I sound like a man talking. But I'm going to power through this and I'm going to teach you this strategy because that's one of my favorite things to teach in math, other than money. I love teaching money, but that's not for a while. But I love teaching about even and odd numbers. I don't know why. Kind of like how I don't know why I like Thursday. So, even and odd numbers. So right here you see the connecting cubes, and they hopefully, just by looking at these two pictures from yesterday's learning, you know immediately if this is an even odd number and immediately if this is an even odd number. So you know it's an even number if you can split the number into two even equal parts. It is not hard, guys. So these two trains of connecting cubes have the exact same amount, so that number is even. This one has two stacks of connecting cubes that one's one block bigger. So it's got an odd man out. This guy does not have a buddy across the way. So it is odd. Now, I kept saying yesterday the odd man out, and I remembered from last year whenever I taught my second graders, third graders this year, I remember saying odd man out, and they were like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Well, like someone who maybe like doesn't have somebody to like go on a roller coaster ride with. You know, there's always two seats, and you've got two buddies that are going on there together, but you don't have somebody to ride on there with you. You're the odd man out. You just don't have a buddy to do things with when you're going places, and that's just one example. So that's why I say odd man out, because it has the word odd in it, and that gives you a hint. If you have a connecting cube or drawings of circles or Tootsie Rolls, popsicle sticks, Unifix cubes, fidget spinners, whatever your group of objects is. Oh, if there is one guy that doesn't have a buddy, is an odd man out. Your number is odd. So that's why I like using that phrase. So to kind of help us with that phrase, Miss Acton has a little book. It's not a very long one. The video is only a little bit under 3 minutes, where this story does a great job of telling you what the definition is of an odd one out or an odd man out of a group of things. Okay, so let's enjoy this book. It's really cute. I like it.
This story is called Gray Rabbit's Odd One Out by Alan Baker. One morning, Gray Rabbit could not find his favorite book.
Look at that mess.
It's time to clean up, thought Rabbit. First, let's sort out the wooden animals.
So he's going to start organizing things.
Now, there were two of each kind, just like Noah's Ark. But one thing was not an animal. What was the odd thing out?
You see it down there at the bottom.
Two.
There's something down there at the bottom right there.
A teaspoon.
So the teaspoon was the odd one out.
Cups and saucers, but one thing did not belong.
So there's something on this page that is an odd one out. It does not belong.
A paintbrush. Did you see the paintbrush in the last picture? Let's go back.
We sure did, lady. Come on, let's move on. We got math to get to.
There's the paintbrush.
So it doesn't belong there. It's the odd one out.
Rabbit gathered up his paints and brushes and made a useful sign. Now what is the odd one out?
So now in this picture, there's something that's the odd one out.
Oh, a red and yellow polka dot ball. Did you see that one hiding?
Bless me.
There it is.
Sorry, guys. Whew.
Rabbit found all his round things. Hey, stop rolling away. But one thing did not belong. What
There's
was it?
something in this picture that
What
is the
is
odd
not
one
a
out.
round thing in this picture?
It's right.
A purple vase. Where can that go? Thought Rabbit. It's the only vase I have. Then he matched it up with all the other purple things.
All things are purple
But
except
something
for
wasn't purple. What
an
was
odd
it?
one out.
Do you see the thing that's not purple? I
It's
do.
the odd one out. The thing that is not purple.
A duck. That belonged with the other stuffed animals. So Rabbit lined them all up in a row. Now what did not belong? What is not a stuffed animal?
There's another odd one out.
A block. There were lots and lots of blocks.
Look at all the
How
blocks.
could Rabbit sort them out? First, he built a square of red blocks. Then a wall of green blocks.
Lots of blocks.
The yellow blocks made a tower. What was that among the blue blocks? Look, Rabbit's favorite book.
He
I'll
found
sort
it.
out the blue blocks, he thought. Then I'll read my story.
So the book ended up being the odd one out
At
on that page.
last.
Oh, and he made a chair with the blocks. So that was just a cute little book showing you what the odd one out meant. That way, anytime during this entire lesson, or anytime that maybe your teachers use it too, when they say, oh, this object is the odd one out, you know what they're talking about. It means it doesn't belong, it doesn't have a buddy, it needs to go with a separate group, and it's a good hint, a good strategy for you to use to say that the number is odd. So what you will be doing today when you do your classwork today, your assignment for today, I will create a drawing of objects to determine if a number is even or odd. So that is what you're going to be doing at the end of the lesson today. So you're going to be seeing drawings of objects, and you're going to be able to tell me, is the number even or odd? All right, I've got too much stuff covering this up. I want to exit. Hello. Hello. Anybody? Escape. There's always something going on with Miss Acton's computer. Always. Hello. I don't want this anymore. Exit. And these are a group of my friends that have gotten all their work done this week. Now I want a copy. Yes, I want that. Oh my gosh, I just want the PowerPoint. Alright, so I have a Jamboard to give you guys connecting. What are we doing, computer? I think my computer needs to go to sleep. And Miss Acton needs to take some medicine. Alright, so this is some of the slides that we did yesterday. But we are going to... Look at all of that mess. I did not do all of that. I'm going to sit and erase all this stuff. Goodness gracious. I'm so sorry, guys. All right, so while I'm erasing this, hopefully you're noticing two groups of cubes. So the first thing I want to do is find out what the number that these connecting cubes represent. So let's count those up. So the first row, let's do the yellow first. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 in this row. Okay. And then down here at the bottom, do I need to count how many's down there? Sure, you can, but wouldn't it just be one more than this one up here? I mean, they're perfectly lined up. They've got the same amount, but this one has one more. So what's one more than 8? 7, 8, 9. So this one has 9. Okay, so our two groups, our two towers, or two trains of Unifix cubes are not an even. They're not even with each other. So the number is not even. The number is odd. And whenever we use the strategy Miss Acton is going to show you, you'll notice that each one of these groups has a buddy. Buddies, 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 buddies. Sorry to use circles at the beginning. All of these guys have buddies. This guy right here, he does not have a buddy. He's an odd man out. So the number is odd. He's an odd man out, so the number is odd. So our number altogether, we've got 8 on top and 9 on the bottom. So that means our equation for this number would be 8 plus 9. And we know that it is odd because these two numbers do not match with each other. And the total number that we have, and if you're smart about it, you don't sit there and count 1, 2, 3, 4. You start with the biggest number, which is 9, and you say 9, and you count ahead or count on. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And some of you guys may have already knew that 8 plus 9 is 17, and that means that you're ahead of the game in second grade, so congratulations. All right, so now I'm going to move to what Miss Acton was telling you before. Look at this mess. I don't think I did this. I've been really tired today, though. Maybe I just got a little silly and started doodling stuff on here. I don't think it was me though. All right, so our question on this page is 16 even or odd, okay? And you might already know the answer to it, but just like our learning statement said, I will draw objects to show if a number is, to determine if a number is even or odd. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show the number 16 as objects. I can do any objects I want. I can do circles, I can do squares, I can do stars, I can do whatever I want. Ooh, sloppy star. Let me do a nice star. Ooh, nice star. That one's beautiful. Again, I can use any. The easiest for me to do and the easiest that for most students to do is just to do circles or dots. So if you have a piece of paper at home and something to write with, go find it right now and follow along with Miss Acton while I'm doing this, okay? So I'm going to make the number 16 with circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I've got 16 shown as a group of objects. Now, for me to tell if it's even or odd, I have to find a buddy for each person. If everybody has a partner, then that means the number's even. But if there's one guy who's left out, he's the odd man out, he's the odd one out, then our answer is odd. Our number is odd. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a different colored pen. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start finding buddies for each other. You guys look like you'd be good friends. You guys look like you'd be good buddies. We're going to give these guys buddies. You guys look like you could be good friends. You do too. You do. Oh, man. You do too. And then you guys do. Look at that. um, hopefully you're all drawing. You're smarter about that than me making those two be partners. Because watch, this one would make way more sense. Watch. Have these two be buddies. Then those be buddies, and then those be buddies. That circle was so goofy. Oh, that's what made me laugh. Hopefully you noticed how goofy that looked. So, does everyone have a buddy in here? Yeah, everybody found them a buddy. Is there an odd man out? There is not. So our number is not odd. Scribble it odd out. Our number is even. So the number 16 is an even number. I love this strategy because it's just fun. All right, here's our next one. Ooh, so we've got a word problem. All right, let Miss Acton read it to you and you listen. Killian, I guess he's our celebrity today. Killian plays on his Nintendo Switch for 4 hours on Monday. Some of you all are probably like, we heard this yesterday, Miss Acton. We're going to show how to do this equation, but in a different way. All right, so Killian plays on his Nintendo Switch for 4 hours. 4 hours on Monday. He plays for 6 hours on Tuesday. Killian, that is a lot of time on your Nintendo Switch, buddy. Maybe you could go outside and play outside a little bit. It's a lot of time. You probably have a headache and your eyes hurt after all that. So cut that down a little bit, all right? I'm going to talk to Mom about that. Is the amount of hours he played an even or odd number? So I need to add both of those hours together for his total amount of hours. So I know that I'm going to have, I'm going to write H's to represent my hours. So that's my group of objects. So on Monday, there were 4 hours. So I'm going to draw 4 H's to show the Monday 4 hours. Then on Tuesday, there were 6 hours. So I'm going to draw 6 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 H's to represent the objects that show the 6 hours on Tuesday. Now, I need to find everybody buddies. I'm going to grab yellow. Make sure white probably stand up pretty good. Now I'm going to grab everybody some buddies. You have a buddy. You have a buddy. You guys be pals. Mi amigos. Mi amigas. Everybody has a buddy. What's our number? Right, even. If we had another H that was just hanging out, maybe instead of this being 4, it said he played for 5 hours on Monday. That means this first group would have 5 hours and not 4. You would have this guy all by himself, not hanging out, making him an odd man out. So your number would be odd and not even. Oh, I spelled odd wrong. It would be odd and not even. But since our number was 4, our number is even. Oh, go back. Our number is even. So Killian played a total of 10 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. And that's an even number of hours that he played on his Nintendo Switch. All right, so now you don't have to do the work of representing your objects. I already have objects on here for you. Is the number of Tootsie Rolls even or odd? Immediately your brain should have said, start finding buddies for everybody. Start finding pals. And if one of them doesn't have a buddy, the number is odd. If everybody has a buddy, the number is even. All right, let's do it. Let's do some blue. You guys are buddies. You guys are pals. Besties, BFFs, amigos. What is our number? Our number is even. Woohoo! E-V-E-N, even. E-V-E-N, even. E-V-E-N, even. Sorry, I love doing this stuff. I don't know why. So, we had a group of objects. They just happen to be Tootsie Rolls, which Miss Acton loves. They're delicious. Each one of them had a buddy, which meant that we could find 2 equal groups. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Get rid of all these circles. Oh, so let's say that we would do our, just how we would do our connecting cubes. They're in perfect little lines. That's not what I wanted to do. They're in perfect little lines. So if we took these Tootsie Rolls and lined them up one by one in a row next to each other, we would have 2 even, equal groups of objects. You know how our connecting cubes, we had the first set of connecting cubes and we broke the next one apart and they both had the same amount? That's kind of what we're showing with the objects right here. So it's pretty much the same thing. If every group of objects can be split in half and every one of them can be equal, it's an even number. But watch what Miss Acton draws to give them each a buddy. You have a buddy, you have a buddy, you have a buddy, and you have a buddy. Doesn't matter how you switch those objects around, it all means the same thing. If you can break them into 2 equal groups, then both of those equal groups would each have a buddy from the other group. If you just have random objects scattered all over the page, like there was just on here before Miss Acton moved these Tootsie Rolls around, they were scattered all over the place. You here, you here, you here, you here, oh my gosh, all over the place. It doesn't matter if each one of them has a buddy, a pal, has somebody to call their friend, and nobody's an odd man out, is an even number. All right, next we have is the number 9, even or odd. So first thing we need to do is we need to decide what tool are we going to use. Now, just like Miss Acton said before, you probably don't have connecting cubes at home, just like Miss Acton doesn't have connecting cubes. And I'm a second grade teacher, I should, but I don't have them at my house, and I don't expect you all to either. That does not mean that you can't draw a picture of those connecting cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, those last 2 look rough. So this is my string of connecting cubes equals 9. I know that if I break it into 2, and make them as even and as equal as I possibly can, that's going to tell me if the number is even or odd. So the middle kind of looks about right here. Okay. So this side has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this side has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I don't think I did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's because my drawing has 10 blocks. My number is not 10. My number is 9. So this chunk has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I take it down here and try to line it up, so we can erase this part. Do you see how this tends to get a little bit sloppier? It's just harder to do because drawing perfect squares is, it's hard for Miss Acton. So it's definitely going to be harder for friends that haven't had as much experience with her as she has. You guys, Miss Acton really does not feel good. She's so sick. I feel like everything that's coming out of my mouth is sounding so goofy. I promise I know what I'm talking about. So this guy has a buddy, 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 but then this poor guy right here doesn't have anybody. He's the odd man out. So we know just by looking at our groups of connecting cubes that we drew, our number is odd. But if you want to just do it the simple way Miss Acton told you, where you just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you give everyone a buddy. Oh, this guy doesn't have a buddy. So he's the odd one out, the odd man out. Again, proving that our number 9 is odd. And guess what, guys? It does not matter when you turn 60 years old and celebrate your 60th birthday party. The number 9 will be odd. No matter what happens. It doesn't matter if you have 9 computers, 9 pairs of shoes. The number will always be odd. 9 will always be an odd number. So put that in your brain. Don't forget it. Oh, my favorite page. Miss Acton has, these are corgis, a type of dog. Miss Acton has a corgi. She's the one that was in the video yesterday. You aren't going to believe this. She's still there. She hasn't moved since she has. This is like her favorite spot in the entire world. You can see my little baby's new baby book that she got in the mail yesterday about cars and ducks and trains and all that stuff. And this lazy turkey right here. I'm making this video with you guys. So these are kind of cartoons of her. I picked them and I get so excited when I found this image and I was like, you know what? We're going to see if we can find out this is an even or odd number of corgi dogs. All right. So you know what to do. What do we do first? Find everybody a buddy. I like red on this one. You two corgis are best buds. You two corgis are best friends. You two corgis are BFFs, pals, amigos. I don't know another word for friends. So everybody got a buddy except for this poor little guy right here. Let's name him Fluffy. So Fluffy did not get a buddy, which means he is the odd man out. So this number is odd. Good job, guys. So if our poor little buddy Fluffy right there had a buddy and we were able to circle him, that would give us 2 groups that we could place both of those corgis in, giving us 2 equal groups, each having 1 corgi in it. Everybody has a buddy that gives us an even number. But that's not the case in this picture. We had 1 corgi that was all by himself. He didn't have a buddy. So the number is odd. Okay. Guys, it's not tricky. Don't make this harder than it has to be. So on your classwork that Miss Acton has for you, I'm going to show you images, pictures of groups of objects, and you have to figure out if they're even or odd. You can't draw on our classwork, so get a piece of paper and a pencil, and if you see 7 crowns on the page, take the pictures of those crowns and draw them on your piece of paper. And it doesn't matter if you draw perfect crowns, you can draw a C for crown. You can draw a circle to represent each crown. It doesn't matter as long as you have the same amount that's on the page onto your piece of paper that you have, and that you find out if each one of them has a buddy or not. And then if they do have a buddy, each one of them, it's an even number. There's an odd man out, an odd one out. Nobody likes him. He's all by himself. Then it's an odd number. Okay. So work hard. Make sure you get that reading and writing done too. And send good thoughts to Miss Acton about feeling better because I can just feel my nose get more and more stuffy. And go outside and enjoy some of the day today because it's supposed to be a beautiful day. Miss Acton loves you. If you have any trouble, please contact your teachers, okay? Hi, guys. Love you guys. Well, I thought I was going. Come on.